What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is right around midnight Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Ukraine and Russia, also from Asia. So, I wanted to just update you guys on the Ukrainian missile strike on Russia earlier today. So if you don't know, Ukraine launched several ATACMS missiles at Russia, and they also apparently launched Storm Shadow missiles, which are the British long-range cruise missiles. So we have some updated information. Apparently, Ukraine also now launched missiles towards Crimea. Potentially Neptune missiles were launched at the Kerch Bridge, according to Russian sources. And we have some new video footage that shows just how intense this ATACMS strike was on Russia. The Bryansk region of Russia was targeted. Here you can see a map showing where Ukraine hit Russia, and you can see over 100 miles from the Ukrainian border, okay, and they hit some kind of a chemical plant that produces propellants for munitions, okay, so think of like gunpowder, things like that, okay, so some kind of a propellant factory was hit by Ukraine with the Army tactical missile system over 75 miles to 100 miles into Russia. And we had two presidential Doomsday planes airborne this afternoon. One of them flew to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is like the Area 51 of the East. That's where they took the Roswell UFO to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We also had two nuclear war command and control planes airborne today. We also had two B-52 nuclear bombers airborne as well. And there was another sub-hunter off of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington. So there must be something off the coast of Washington, because we've been sending P-8 Poseidons there regularly to patrol the entrance to the Puget Sound, which, if you're not aware, most of our nuclear-armed submarines are in the Puget Sound, and that's where we store our Trident missiles. Those are the submarine-launched ballistic missiles that form the sea leg of our nuclear triad. So that's a very important area, and it's possible that Russia is sending recon drones, tiny recon drones, underwater recon drones, to patrol the entrance to the Puget Sound to monitor our sub activity up there. And here we have one of the nuclear war command and control planes that was airborne off the coast of California. Now, we had over 50 emergency action messages yesterday on January the 13th, on Monday. Okay, so the fifth day in a row of elevated nuclear forces radio traffic. It all started last Wednesday with the Skymaster messages. Over 100 Skymaster messages and emergency action messages were broadcasted last Wednesday, which is a lot. And Skymaster messages are the highest priority nuclear messages below the actual nuclear launch codes. Okay, so Skymaster messages typically are used to arm missiles and to arm things. Okay, so think of it as like cocking the hammer back on a revolver or taking the safety off. Okay, that's where we were at last Wednesday. And we have some reconnaissance tonight over the Korean Peninsula and near Taiwan. We have this U.S. Navy recon drone near Taiwan, and we also have a U.S. rivet joint patrolling the border with North Korea. Now, North Korea has been acting up lately. Just earlier today, South Korea's intelligence confirmed that North Korea launched multiple short-range missiles off their east coast towards the East Sea or the Sea of Japan. Okay, so North Korea firing multiple short-range missiles. Okay, we don't know exactly when that was, but it happened yesterday on Monday. Okay, we also have reports coming in that China has started building a fleet of barges designed for beach landings on Taiwan. Okay, and yesterday there was that rivet joint, the recon plane that was patrolling the coast of China and parallel to the Hainan Peninsula and also the southern part of the Taiwan Strait. So we're definitely keeping an eye on Taiwan. And North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will visit Russia in the first half of this year, according to Yonhap News, citing South Korean intelligence. And here we have video footage of the ATACMS strikes in Russia. Listen to this. You can hear multiple kabooms. Okay, listen.
Даром туда 5 штук ехало машин.
Это по заводу?
От завода. Что такое жило?
Да. Аж этот керамзит шевелится.
So you could hear about a dozen or so kabooms and multiple fireballs. And then here's a satellite picture of this facility that was hit. And like I said, produces propellant for munitions, okay? And Israel was attacked by the Houthis again tonight. Here we have video footage coming out of Israel showing the Israeli missile defense system shooting down a Houthi ballistic missile. Okay, this would be, I believe, the sixth time that the Houthis have launched ballistic missiles at Israel. This was over central Israel, guys, right over Tel Aviv. And we know that Israel launched massive airstrikes on Yemen a couple days ago. Well, the Houthis are continuing to cause problems. And where do you think they're getting these missiles from, guys? They're getting them from Iran, okay? Because the Houthis are not building medium-range ballistic missiles that can reach Israel in little huts, okay? So Iran is giving them these missiles, and we know that Israel has already threatened and discussed attacking Iran as a response to these continued Houthi attacks. So you can see that missile blowing up into pieces, and the FBI and DHS issued an alert about potential copycat attacks following the New Year's Day vehicle assault in New Orleans. Officials warn attackers may combine vehicle ramming with IEDs and target festivals, commercial centers, or crowded venues. Law enforcement notes that previous ISIS-inspired attackers have used rental and stolen vehicles, often adding firearms and knives for maximum damage after initial impact. Okay, so here's the official public service announcement here. Okay, so when you're in crowded areas, when you're in large festivals, okay, large public gatherings, be aware of your surroundings, okay? Make sure you carry a weapon on you if it's legal to do so, okay? A self-defense tool. Make sure you have that on your person if it's legal to do so, okay? And make sure you practice with it and know how to operate it and everything else, okay? And just be aware of your surroundings and know how to render first aid, all right? And just be prepared for things to happen very quickly and very unexpectedly. And a child in San Francisco has tested positive for the H5N1 bird flu. It's unknown how they were infected, and Cambodia is reporting another human death from the H5N1 bird flu. The patient, a 28-year-old man, died earlier on Monday. He had contact with sick chickens. And U.S. Central Command Commander Kurilla visited Egypt in an effort to address shared security challenges and combat violent extremist organizations. And the Ukrainians hit another plant in Russia. They hit the Orgsynthes plant. I'm not sure what exactly they do there, okay, but some kind of a factory or some kind of a fuel depot, some kind of a power plant. I'm not exactly sure, but this is just coming in the last 2 hours, and Russia has just locked down all their airports as a result of this strike in Kazan, which is pretty deep in Russia. And here we have the official release about the H5N1 in San Francisco. The San Francisco Department of Public Health announced today that a presumptive case of H5N1 bird flu has been identified in a San Francisco resident. The individual is a child who experienced symptoms of fever and conjunctivitis, but did not need to be hospitalized and has since fully recovered, thank God. The risk to the general public remains low as there is currently no evidence of person-to-person transmission. Okay, so that's what they're saying, low risk, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. And then here's the recon plane that was patrolling off the coast of Crimea last night, and then suddenly earlier on Monday there were strikes on Crimea, just like I told you that was going to happen. And then here we have some new video footage coming out of the evacuation zones in Los Angeles. You can see people here frantically trying to remove their clothing and possessions from their home. Very sad situation. You can see this guy, his neighbor, his house is already on fire over there. Okay, so neighbor's house is already burning, and he's scrambling to get clothes. And here we have some footage showing the drone strike in Kazan, Russia tonight. Looks like some kind of a fuel depot that was hit. And there's a new fire burning in Southern California now in Oxnard. Okay, so a new fire has just started, and it is expected that the existing fires, the Palisades fire, the Eaton fire, those are the two big mama jamas, they're going to continue to burn, and they may actually spread explosively over the next 2 to 3 days because winds are forecasted to increase to up to 70 miles an hour tomorrow and through Wednesday. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I will be back later on Tuesday with another update. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by EMP Shield. Guys, EMP Shield has created a special discount just for you, the listeners of the NYPrepper channel. If you go to empshield.com and use the promo code NYPrepper, you can get 15% off your entire order. And why do you need an EMP Shield? Well, this is a special device to protect your vehicle, your RV, your solar generators, your radios from an electromagnetic pulse, which could be caused by a solar flare or potentially a rogue country like North Korea detonating an electromagnetic pulse weapon over the United States that's mounted onto a satellite. So protect your vehicles, protect your RV, protect your radios, protect your generators with an EMP Shield. Use my promo code NYPrepper to get 15% off. Installation is super simple. This is a veteran-owned business, 100% American-made, and the EMP Shields have been tested by the military, okay? And free shipping is included to the entire continental United States. And the link and the promo code are in the description below this video.